let's do this. This is funny. So this is this jagoff that says that his arm has to obey the word of Jesus Christ, and his feet got healed. You see, you always have to go back and look, what would be the motive for something this insane? Well, it's because there's an agenda on YouTube to even take those that have a strong faith and pervert it through even more stupidity. Okay, this dude is standing in a classic Masonic stance. Go look up the picture of George Washington Masonic foot pose. It's famous. You can go see it. They don't even hide it. Okay? Notice he's got the fucking purple shirt, the red, whatever that is, and the blue. And he's standing Masonic, and he's standing on a checkerboard. Matter of fact, it looks like those are all circles in a square. Okay? There's nothing holy about any of this stuff. Jesus doesn't make people's arms grow. It has nothing to do with that. As a matter of fact, if you go read, you'll find out the guy wasn't really concerned with the flesh. He did some nice things by making people feel better. But as a rule, he didn't even give a fuck. Okay, really, he didn't. It wasn't what his gig was about, man. Don't people understand that? And he wasn't this little fucking frail man that walked around looking like George Harrison from the Beatles, running around in a woman's fucking dress, healing people. He was often confused with John the Baptist, who, if you go read, was completely insane. He ran around in the desert eating bugs, okay, and spouting off stuff about God. Sound like the dude that they paint? Not hardly. This crap like this is the complete opposite of complete atheism. What moron would honestly believe that the name of Jesus is going to straighten out your fucking foot? It doesn't work that way. We live in a third-dimensional world with third-dimensional rules. 33, get it? We live in the world of 33. We live in a world that's not perfect, a world that's busted down and torn, and babies die, and good people fucking make bad decisions. Do you understand? We live in a third-dimensional world ruled by third-dimensional laws. There's your 33. It ain't a fun place because it ain't supposed to be a fun fucking place. McCleary calls it a fun house because he's speaking of it on another level. Basically, I'm telling you, life is a bitch. It's the female, and then you die. Okay? You're here for a reason. And it wasn't for fun. You know, it's not for fun right now. Maybe at one point it was, but it sure ain't now. This kind of fucking bullshit silliness, taking the real teachings of Christ and doing this kind of silly shit, this just proves that there's a God. It proves that Jesus Christ was real because they go out of their way to pervert it. What they're doing is actually proving it. They're just doing it in reverse. By the sheer stupidity of it, and them going out of their way to do it, it proves that he existed. What they leave out is his actual teachings. Jesus was the cornerstone that the builders rejected. Who were the builders? It's the Masons and the Jews. Okay? That's a fact. That's the fact. They want you to pick a red or a blue pillar. Which brings me to my next point, the Matrix. If you take this pill or that pill, you can go back to reality, or you can go back and find out what it really is. Well, both of those pillars are dead ends. So the Matrix must have been fallacious at some point. It's false, because both pillars lead you to a dead end. It's the middle path. It's the middle path. Yeah, it's a great movie. It's got a lot of good stuff in it. I would say Star Wars is probably a more accurate story on a much different level than The Matrix. But you'd have to understand biblical background and teachings to understand Star Wars, the Kabbalistic way that that's put together over the Matrix, which was, a lot more about film effects and shit like that. I mean, they both have a lot of good stuff in them, but I think when you have a guy that's 6'6", wearing Saturnalian black, you know, wearing a Nazi helmet, speaking through the Masonic triangle, telling a little small, frail human, I'm your father. Yeah, and search yourself, you'll know this to be true. I think that's pretty poignant about who's telling you who's running this joint. More than Neo flipping around a bunch of bullets. I don't know. Just, you know, Saturnalian black, Nazi helmet, Masonic triangle where he's talking through it, telling you I'm your father. Pretty powerful stuff there, if you know what you're looking at. Oh, and if you take a look at his outfit, he's got 2 lights on there. One's red, one's blue. Have a nice night.